Welcome to Akulmach, and today in the show, our historical reflection, we will learn about Akbar the Great. And to discuss this topic, we have prominent historian Mrs. Meeta Joshi. So let's welcome her.
So welcome to the show, Meeta ji. आज कैसी हैं? How are you doing today? And how was Diwali?
Namaskar, Kanchan. I'm fine. Diwali was extremely good.
Yes,
It's always a festival which gives you a lot of happiness and joy.
definitely it's a festival of lights, and as everybody knows that we are doing a series on Mughals, and today we are taking a very special emperor, Akbar. So let's actually begin with asking you, what exactly one thing comes in your mind when you hear or when you talk about Akbar?
See, Kanchan, Akbar, if we see chronologically, he was the third Mughal emperor of India after Babur and Humayun. And the first thing which comes in anybody's mind is that we remember Akbar as Akbar the Great, because in all textbooks and the books which are available of Indian history, he is regarded as a great emperor. And to an extent, it is true because of what he has done for the Mughal Empire, what he has done for the people who were living in the Mughal Empire. So, a very, very intelligent and successful general, I must say, first, before a king, because a king can only be successful when he has a good army. So he was the one who expanded the Mughal Empire to an extent that it not only doubled, but it tripled in its size when Akbar was the emperor of Mughal Empire. Almost the entire Indian subcontinent was under the Mughal rule, under Akbar. After Akbar, another emperor who was very prominent was Aurangzeb. He also expanded the Mughal dominions far and wide. But if you see the personalities, there is they are opposites, because Akbar was the one who was loved by the subjects. One thing which made him very special was that he understood that if I want to survive in India, I have to be in good terms with the Rajputs, because in North India the Rajputs were dominating. So the first thing which he did was he formulated a policy of matrimonial alliances with the Rajputs. He started asking to marry the princesses of the Rajputana states. And it is but obvious that if your daughter is given in marriage, then obviously you will be respecting that family and you will be doing everything for that family. So he adopted this formula, and this was a big hit, because through that he took the Rajputs into confidence. And not only that, he started placing the Rajputs in all the important positions in his empire and in his court. That made Rajputs love him, because initially, if we see the history of Babur and Humayun, they had always a tussle with the Rajputs, because Rajputs always saw them as if they were foreigners. And yes, it is true that they were foreigners. So for them, they were a threat to their homeland, which was India. That's why all the Rajput kings, whether it was Rana Sanga or other Rajput people, they were against the Mughals. But Akbar, with his policy of matrimonial alliances with the Rajputs, became you know, an in-house person with the Rajputs. Like they started treating him as a family member because now they were related. And then slowly, with the help of Rajputs, he started expanding the Mughal dominions, and he was able to cover the entire Indian subcontinent at one point of time through his generalship and through his administration, because he adopted a centralized model of administration, and his military administration also. So, a very versatile emperor that way. And not only in administration he was focusing, but on every aspect. Like he developed the literature very much in his time period. He compiled almost 24,000 volumes of literature, not only in Urdu, but Persian, Hindi, Sanskrit, Arabic, different languages. And he had a very big library. Apart from this, he was the first Mughal emperor to focus on women education, because he was probably the first Mughal emperor to open schools for girl child. Because in Islam there is this parda system that they were not sending the girl child to schools, but then Akbar started a particularly a school for a girl child. So that way he promoted education in women, and also like a separate library for women, a separate masjid to offer namaz. So many things, not only one aspect. Then he was a patron of not only art and literature, but painting, music, all aspects he touched. He, in his court, there were like people which were known as nine jewels, no ratna, in which Birbal was there, Raja Todarmal was there, Raja Mansingh was there. Again, see, Rajputs and Hindus. So this was a very good card which he played. In inclusiveness, irrespective of the religion. He believed that integrity is more important. So Birbal, Raja Todarmal, Raja Man Singh, they were very close people of Akbar, with whom he always consulted for different, problems, and whatever policies they formulated. For example, the Mansabdari system, which he formulated for the military administration. So it was an idea of Raja Todarmal. So he was all inclusive. He included everyone. And that was a major reason for his success.
Yes, actually, definitely. When we talk about Akbar and all the credential of Akbar makes him great, and that is there's no second opinion on that. Let's discuss a little bit how his childhood and how really he acquired the Delhi throne through his all the activity he has done.
See, he was very small. He was hardly 9 years when Humayun passed away. Humayun was again a very voracious reader, and when he was stepping down from his library, he slipped and he had a very bad head injury, and Humayun passed away. So that time Akbar was very small. So he was crowned the third Mughal emperor under the regent Bairam Khan. So Bairam Khan was a guardian figure for him, and under Bairam Khan only he learned all the tricks of and techniques of military and the administration, and he had a very big influence on him of his mother, Maham Anaga. So at one point of time, the government, which was headed by Akbar, but run by Akbar's mother and Baram Khan, was criticized as a petticoat government, because a woman is behind, the curtain, who's managing everything. So this is, again, a thing which is a point of discussion, that at any time a woman ruler was never welcome, particularly because it was an Islamic state. Okay. And she was like behind the curtain, Akbar's mother, and under the guidance of Behram Khan, all the administration used to run. So later, when he grew up and he learned everything about administration, the military tactics, techniques, and when he was like ready to take the reins of empire in his hands, then Bayram Khan uh, stepped little down and have put Akbar on front. And let me tell you, Kanchan, initially he was a very, very brutal and cruel type of a person, because as he was a warrior, and then because he belonged to the Timurid dynasty. So, the blood is of a warrior. So they only knew to kill and acquire. So initially, all his military conquests were like very huge, and he was able to expand the Mughal Empire. But later, it was very dramatic that he changed as a person, changed as an individual, and that it is said that was because of his marriage with the Rajput princesses, because there was a change of heart when he married. We hear the stories of Jodha Bhai and Akbar, but if you really see the history books, the mention of Jodha Bhai is not there as such. There are some Rajput queens of Akbar, but no name of Jodha Bhai is prominent. So it is said that after the marriage with a Rajput princess, he had really a change of heart. And then he became little mellow, compassionate. And in his palace, it was like a communal harmony type of a thing, that Diwali was celebrated, Holi was celebrated. He would come down and allow people to play Holi with him, to rub colors on his face. So that way he was, we can say that, a secular person, because he never got religion in between. And when I talk about religion, he was also responsible of initiating a new religion, which was known as Deen-e-Ilahi in 1591 AD. And it was a fusion of Hinduism and Islam, with a touch of Christianity and Zoroastrianism also. So in that particular religion, the best thing was he never forced anyone to join that or to adopt that. It was an individual's will. So there were very few followers of Deen-e-Ilahi, including Birbal. From his court, only Birbal joined and adopted Deen-e-Ilahi. And from the empire also, a very less number of people adopted the religion. Since it was a fusion of like these four major religions, Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, and Zoroastrianism. So many people did not like the idea of a fusion, because some people are like very fanatic Sunni, and some people are like very fanatic Hindu people. So they did not like the idea of this fusion. But one thing we should appreciate, that through that this religion, he wanted to promote communal harmony, because he wanted that brotherhood should be there, and the subjects in his empire should be happy and peaceful, and they should live together. That was his motive.
Okay, so when we are talking about Dine Ilahi, so and you already mentioned that it is a fusion religion. So, what are those finer points of this new religion? Maybe in one or two finer points, if you can discuss.
Yeah, see, whoever adopted Dine Ilahi, there was a ceremony through which you were inducted into the religion. So the very first was that you come to the emperor and you have to kiss the feet of the emperor. And these two traditions, Paibos and Sajda. Paibos is kissing the feet of the emperor, Sajda is bowing down in front of the emperor, was started by Balban in the
Yes, we
Delhi
discussed.
Sultanate. Delhi Sultanate,
Yes.
and it is not an Indian tradition; it is a Persian tradition. So, when an individual is taken into Dine Ilahi, they have to kiss the feet of the emperor, and there was a certain ritual through which they were taken into the religion. Like there was a water pond, they have to take bath and then come, and then the emperor would say that I take you into Dine Ilahi. So a particular ceremony was there to induct an individual into the religion. And it is said that after he adopted, even Akbar adopted Dine Ilahi at one point of time. So after that, his attachment with Islam reduced. Like at one point of time, he was not like too much of an Islamic person, because he was influenced by the fusion of Hinduism and Islam and the literature which he used to read. Because as I mentioned that 24,000 volumes of literature he got compiled, and even book binding, which was not there before, he initiated that. So when you bind a thing, it is a treasure for a very long time. So that he did.
So it's quite a commendable, because I have heard that Akbar was not educated in
Yes,
terms
he
of,
was. Yes,
yeah,
he was
he didn't knew how to really write
write and
and
read.
read.
Ha,
And in spite of this, he has come out such a rich.
See, two people, Kanchan, Alauddin Khilji of Khilji dynasty and Akbar of Mughal Empire. Alauddin Khilji was also an illiterate. That's why he wanted always, intellectual people around him. In his court, Amir Khusro was there.
Yes.
So Amir Khusro was very close to Alauddin Khilji. Same way in Akbar's court, we had Birbal, we had Tansen, a musician, we had Raja Todarmal, we had Raja Man Singh. So all intellectual people. But then his zeal to learn, because he wanted to learn, and he really devoted a major part of his time in library, getting the things compiled, not only of Urdu or Arabic, but Persian, Hindi, Sanskrit, all the languages. So that way he has enriched the literature also.
Okay, when we talk about Akbar, we are talking about the personality, how definitely he was having a very prominent, very nice personality. And first of all, a ruler who is always ready to change and change his viewpoint. And that goes very much in a positive manner towards Akbar. Now, let's find out how he influenced the economic and social structure of India at that point of time.
As I told you, through his centralized administration, he was able to manage the Mughal dominions in a very nice way. the very first thing he did, he adopted a military administration, the Mansabdari system, and it is too vast actually. So let us cover it little later.
Yes.
But apart from the Mansabdari system, he had a web of spies. So suppose I am sitting in Agra, he is sitting in Agra, and you are in Delhi, and a civil outbreak is happening in Delhi. So the spies would immediately inform Akbar personally, and it will be suppressed there and then. So that way, this is also an intelligent thing, that before a thing erupts, you suppress it for the sake of law and order and discipline in the empire. So that way, he was very, very active. And plus, because he has taken the Rajputs into his fold, so the Rajputs were doing the groundwork for him, managing half of the show and making sure that Mughal empire grows and its glory goes far and wide, not only in India, but at one point of time, even Akbar was a very famous personality in the West also, because the people who came for trade and commerce, for the purpose of trade and commerce in India, so when they went back, they told stories about him, that how great he is, how good his administration was, how he has beautified the empire with lot of palaces, gardens, mosques and tombs, many things, not one thing. Buland Darwaza. So many things, like it is not one thing, but many, many things which he did.
So actually, the profile of Emperor Akbar is great. So I think that we cannot cover it in one episode. So we will be talking about the great Akbar maybe in next Saturday. And let's just break our communication on this topic today, and we'll again patch up at same time on Saturday.
Okay.
And we'll be discussing about Mansabdari and the military conquest, and because this is a vast aspect of Akbar's rule in India.
Yes.
Yes. So I will be meeting again on Saturday, ma'am. Until then, be happy and see you on Saturday.
Okay, Kanch. Bye.
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 Today we have discussed regarding Akbar the Great, and we have discussed his relation with the Rajput and how the economy he set up was so solid and stable. And it is